Today we have a massive list of 40 new games coming to the Quest platform, most of which are brand new and were just announced in the last few weeks. Let's get started. First up is Undead Citadel. This game is like a hack and slash medieval style game where you're going to dismember and fight against undead humans and creatures of some kind as you work your way into a cursed citadel. This is a story-based game. It has a story-based element to it, I should say. There's also an arena mode as well. It's got mostly positive reviews on Steam because it's already out for PC VR. There's actually a demo for the PC VR version, as well as a way to join the beta if you go to the Undead Citadel website and sign up for their newsletter. You can try it on Quest. If you've played it on PC VR, let us know in the comments what you think. Next is Match Point Tennis. This is another tennis game. We've already got several tennis games on Quest. I'm not 100% sure what makes this one unique, but it's called Match Point Tennis, and I'm just going to let the trailer kind of play for a second here. But there you go. If you like tennis, you've got another tennis game coming out sometime in the future. Next, this game is already out, I think, on PSVR 2, and I'm pretty sure on PC VR as well. This is Overdark. It looks absolutely terrifying. I watched the PC VR or PSVR version, a video of it a while back, and it looks frightening. And it actually got pretty good reviews. I'm pretty sure Gamertag VR did a video on it and actually liked the game, even if you had some complaints about it. But it is coming to Quest as well. They're working on a Quest version of it. You can see on screen it's an early version right now of what they're planning to make for Quest 3. Hopefully it is good. And the power of the Quest 3 can give us some good dark sections and some creepy stuff going on. I hope it for you. I'm not a massive fan of horror, especially in VR, so I'm hoping for you that it's good, as I probably won't be checking it out myself. Who knows? This next one is called Deep Cuts, and it looks as if you are playing through movie scenes. According to the description, you're playing as a co-founder of a film production studio, and you're trying to save your best friend and creative partner by venturing through the duo's expansive film catalog. It's like a physics-based kind of combat destruction type thing. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'll play anything that has to do with movies. I just love cinema and film, and this looks like it could be kind of hilarious. And I'm kind of looking forward to jumping through different films and locations and just destroying stuff. And I don't know, it looks fun anyways. Next up is a game called Disembodied. Now this looks like it's a mixed reality hand tracking type game where you use your physical hands to control the hands that are disembodied and solve puzzles. So you use your fingers to walk around, or you use your palms to push yourself, or whatever. You can tell in this video kind of what it is. That's what it is. I'm not going to belabor the point and talk a whole bunch about it because it looks like the concept is pretty simple. But there you go. That's what Disembodied is. The next one is called Escaping Wonderland. This is they call it a spiritual successor of the other Alice in Wonderland style game in VR called Down the Rabbit Hole. And this looks to be a lot of the same style of gaming. It's kind of a diorama style game. I actually really liked Down the Rabbit Hole. And if you enjoyed it or haven't played it, maybe you should try it. This looks like it's going to be a lot more puzzly and adventure kind of fun in a diorama format. Next is Lovesick. Now, I'm not really sure. I've watched this trailer several times and tried reading about it. I'm not 100% sure exactly what this is. I know that it's supposed to be like an adventure game or like I don't know. You're stuck in an alternate reality of some kind or something as a member of a band, and you have to find your way out, I think. Let me just read you what the description says. It says, in Lovesick, you assume the role of Sam, the band's bassist, as he navigates the strange environments imprisoning his bandmates, with each surreal mindscape reflecting the memories, fears, and ambitions of the person trapped within. So it sounds like an adventure type of psychedelic, trippy kind of game about a band. I don't know. It sounds unique. I'll leave it at that because I don't know what else to say about it. You can kind of tell on screen a little bit, I guess, what it is. It's like an adventure puzzle game. Next is Infinite Insight. This is another puzzle game. It's a mixture of VR and mixed reality, and it actually is really cool. I've played some of it, and it's actually quite fun. You kind of solve these puzzles in mixed reality, and then you go into them, if you will, in VR, and it's a lot of fun. It's got a really cool kind of puzzly element to it. What I've played for it, though, is really fun puzzly and then into these worlds inside of the puzzles. It's unique anyways. I very much enjoyed the demo that I played, so keep an eye on this one if you like that kind of puzzly type game and you're interested in something that uses both VR and mixed reality back and forth. Now, this next one I'm extremely excited about. This is Ember Souls. This is a game that is touted as being like inspired by Assassin's Creed and Prince of Persia, and I can 100% see the Prince of Persia influence in this trailer. Everything from the setting to the climbing and wall running and parkour, as well as the time dilation or management or whatever. You'll see later in the trailer. I'm not sure if you'll see it in this, but later in the trailer you'll see a part where the character jumps and freezes water and climbs up it. Freezes in time, I believe, not actually ice. I'm not 100% sure. It looks cool anyways. If it's anything like Prince of Persia, I will be 100% on board. Very, very curious to see more of this game, as I'm very excited for this type of game, and it looks really good. Next up, we got Bounce Arcade. This looks unique too, actually. It's essentially going inside of a pinball machine. You're going to play in the inside of a pinball machine instead of from the outside. But the cool thing is, like, the mini games that you get in a pinball machine, you're actually going to do, like shooting targets, for instance, or, you know, whatever you're supposed to do in a pinball game. You're going to do that in VR from inside of the pinball game. I love pinball anyways, so I'm excited to play from the inside out. I've never played pinball from this perspective. I've played games that felt like it, but this one legitimately actually looks like it's going to be a true pinball machine, and you are playing as the paddle, essentially. This next one is called Cold VR, and it's actually been out on PC VR, at least a demo of it for a little while. I think it might have been at Steam Next Fest, or they had a demo or something. I'm not sure. It's essentially the backwards of Superhot, and you'll see the kind of the elements of that in this trailer, of what it, you know, even the look of it. It's just blue instead of red. And in the game, instead of your movement speeding time up so that you can slow, you know, you can just stand there and figure out what you're doing and then move time forward, it's the opposite. You have to continually be moving to keep time slowed down. Otherwise, time speeds up to normal speed and you just end up being absolutely destroyed. This next one is by Arvoir, Arvoir, is how you say it? It's the developers of Pixel Ripped. Anyways, it's their new game called Clawball. It's essentially soccer with cats in virtual reality, which sounds outlandish and outrageous, and like it actually could be a lot of fun. It's apparently getting a release next year, but they're going to be doing an App Lab version for free in early access in October. Next up is a game called Starwave, and this is a rhythm-based, I hate to compare everything to Beat Saber, but the fact that you're using like these glowing sticks kind of reminds me of Beat Saber. As it says, it's a cosmic voyage of high-energy music and exhilarating freeform movement, inviting you to discover a new way to flow. I don't know. Rhythmic, freeform movement in space through a cosmic voyage. Sounds unique. All right, well, Mobile Suit Gundam Silver Phantom. I don't know if this is the entire game. I heard about a Mobile Suit Gundam game a while back, and what you're seeing here is a mixed reality game. I don't know if this is the final version of this, if there's VR elements to it. From what I'm seeing online, it sounds like this might actually just be a mixed reality experience, but don't take my word for it. If you're a fan, maybe you'll love it. I don't know. Doesn't really pique my interest as of right this second, but maybe massive fans will really love it. All right, here we go. I'm excited about this game, Zero Caliber 2. I've played it and put a video out on the channel already. I just never mentioned it. I don't think any list video. I might have. So this might be redundant, but I had to mention it because it's coming, I believe, in August. It was this summer sometime. Anyways, and it is like a blockbuster action. This trailer really sells that too. It's a really, really great first-person story-based shooter. If you played the first one and liked it, you'll be blown away by this one, because the first one was good, but it was pretty simple, right? It was still my favorite story-based shooter on Quest in a lot of ways, but this one blows the single-player campaign out of the water. It has a co-op campaign as well, plus PvP matches as well. It's going to be a fantastic game, I think. Well, I mean, I know I've played it, and I think a lot of people are really going to like it. So keep an eye on Zero Caliber 2 100% for sure. Next is By Grit Alone. Now, the trailer you're seeing is a really unique trailer because it's mostly live action. You'll see some interspersed pieces of the game. The game sounds unique. It's actually built by some people that were involved in games like Dead Space, I believe. Looking at it kind of reminds me of Metroid in some ways, especially the key art, and like a Dead Space mixture. It's 100% in space and 100% creepy, with like aliens and extraterrestrials that you're trying to destroy. You can see that in the trailer. It calls itself an action horror shooter, and it says it combines frantic combat, bosses, and challenges. It sounds interesting. It's coming in September. It sounds like some other games that are out there that are flat games, so we'll see how things play out for this, and we'll see what the visuals really look like when we get our hands on it. I will say the trailer sounds interesting, but the visuals in the trailer don't sell me on it. And I know I've heard a few other people say that. The writers, here we go. The writers of this story are actually credited with Dead Space, Resident Evil, and Doctor Who. So the writing sounds interesting. It also says there's no loading screens, no inventory, and unlimited ammo. I don't know how you have no loading screens, but that sounds interesting. It seems like it's going to be an interesting game, so keep your eye on it. Underworld Overseer is by the developer that did Deism, and it's the same. It seems like the same kind of game, but a different location. Like you're an overseer of the underworld this time, instead of kind of starting your own creation. It's kind of a top-down management world building type game, it looks like to me. Sounds unique if you like that kind of stuff. That always stresses me out. So although I like the idea of it, I always get stressed out, so I don't tend to play them. But I'm sure a lot of people really like them, and if you like Deism or other games like it, then you'll very much enjoy this, I'm sure. This next one is a game I 100% am not going to be playing, especially thanks to Wolf in VR. Talking to him and then watching his videos made me never want to step foot in Madison VR ever. And having it scientifically be rated as the scariest game out there in flat version, it doesn't even want to play it in VR, but it is coming to Quest. It launched on PSVR 2 a little while ago. I think PC VR as well. And now it's coming to Quest. We don't know when exactly it's coming to Quest. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be excited about this, so good for you. I won't be playing it, but hopefully you'll enjoy crapping yourself several times. This is a mixed reality experience, this next one called Airspace Defender. It looks like some of the classic kind of very simple line art type of games. It actually looks pretty cool. You use your fingers to pinch where you want the missile to go to stop the other missiles. You know, like the other things coming in at you. It's like a missile defense kind of, you know. This next one's also a mixed reality experience, but it looks very, very good, and everything I've seen about it looks fantastic. I know some people that have tried some early versions of it and said it's really good. This is called Laser Dance. This is like a mixed reality game where you have to set up your room, and then you have to try to work your way across the room to push the button through the lasers. Kind of, you know, like Mission Impossible style. I can't wait to play it, especially in a big space, because I love mixed reality, and this sounds very fun. Next is Maestro. Maestro is a game I've actually been looking forward to for a long time for a full release. It was a fantastic demo. I know it's on SideQuest. I think it's on App Lab. You search for Maestro VR. It is a really cool demo experience, and I'm pretty sure they updated it along with the announcement. There isn't a release date as of yet, but the trailer makes me very excited for becoming a conductor in VR. Like, the set pieces in this look fantastic. It's not just, you know, an orchestra anymore. You've got, like, interactive stuff going on. It looks really cool anyways. This next one we don't have a lot of gameplay footage for. I'll just show you the trailer and talk quickly about it. This is called Memoriam. This is by the developers that did the mod for Half-Life Alyx. I think it was the BioShock mod they did. I can't remember which one it was that they did. But it looks terrifying. Like Dead Space in VR is what they're billing it as. So another game I probably won't be playing much of. I will try it. But I probably won't be playing a whole heck of a lot of it. It looks terrifying. What little we know about it, and it sounds terrifying. So if you like space horror, then you'll very much want to play this. Next up is Does It Stack? Does It Stack is another mixed reality game, although it might be able to be played in VR, but everything I've seen is played in mixed reality. This is a stacking game where you're stacking items to reach a certain bar goal and set a high score. And it is co-op, which actually is probably the most exciting part about this, because having a couple of people trying to stack and work together sounds way more fun than doing it by yourself. Although doing it by yourself would probably be fun, but I'd probably get stressed out and frustrated. And then you've got Hollow Tanks, which is another mixed reality game that looks like a lot of fun as well. This is tanks, in your physical room, using your furniture to hide behind, essentially like playing real tanks in your living room or whatever space, but using mixed reality to do it. I love this use of mixed reality. I think it's a great way to use mixed reality, and I can't wait to play this one against people physically in real life. Now, this next one is another mixed reality game. We got a few in a row here. This is Spatial Ops. It's actually been around for a little while. There was a kind of a demo of it you could get on SideQuest, but now it's getting a full release on Quest 3. Maybe Quest Pro and Quest 2, but I don't think so. I don't know for sure, but I know Quest 3 is going to be the optimal way to play this, and probably Quest 3S, let's be honest. But Quest 3, this is going to be fantastic. It looks so fun. Getting a team of people together and running around in mixed reality in a space and fighting against other people. I know some people that have played this as well in person, and they really enjoyed it. But having a full launch like this is by Resolution Games. And if you know who Resolution Games is, then you know that all their stuff is top tier stuff. It's fantastic. Everything that they make is a lot of fun. It's polished, and it's done intentionally so that it works really well. I cannot wait to play this in mixed reality. Next is Wizard's Legacy. This is actually a late addition to the list. I just found this. It looks like a wizard adventure combat game where you use spells. But the thing that intrigued me about this is in the trailer it shows cards that you find that seem to act as augments to your spells or something. I don't know how it works exactly, but I just noticed that there was cards that you get, it seems like, as rewards maybe at the end of levels. I don't know how it works exactly. I love anything that has to do with like wizarding magic stuff, especially stuff that uses physical movement to cast the spells, which you can see happening in this. It looks like it could be unique and interesting, and I hope it has a good story. But yeah, Wizard's Legacy. This next one, I'll be honest, I've never played Exploding Kittens. Have you ever played Exploding Kittens? My sister loves it. I think they gave it to us for Christmas, and I haven't gotten around to playing it yet. But this is Exploding Kittens VR. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people love Exploding Kittens, so it makes me excited that they're bringing a VR game, and hopefully it's fantastic and hilarious and as fun as what I've heard the actual board game's like. Although in virtual reality, I imagine there's going to be a lot of different elements to it, so hopefully it'll be good. This next one is one I'm really excited about. You're not going to see any gameplay here because this is an early announcement for this. This is Tier 1 Direct Action. This game is, they're calling it a spiritual successor to Onward. This is like 8 members of the Onward team that were let go from Meta, because Meta bought the studio that did Onward and then, downsized it. So these are 8 team members from what would potentially be considered an Onward project that continues Onward on. That sounds funny. But a spiritual successor since they're not officially allowed to do Onward 2. So this is Tier 1 Direct Action. I don't know much about it. We don't really know much except for they're launching a Kickstarter at some point. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this game and how much more advantage of the technology they take with this in comparison to Onward. So keep an eye out if you like Onward. Living Room is another mixed reality game where you set up little pens for animals, it looks like. Again, I like mixed reality. This looks kind of a cute animal management kind of like zoology or zoo type of game. Again, not a whole lot to say about it except for what it is. This next game was made massively popular a little while ago, a few months ago. I don't know if he was the first one to play it that made it really popular or not. Markiplier played Exit 8, or The Exit 8 it's called, and got a whole bunch of views on it. Jacksepticeye's played it. A lot of big streamers and people played it online. It's apparently pretty creepy. And I don't know, it's coming to the Quest. So the Exit 8 VR. It's where you search through a subway, it looks like, and find anomalies. You're seeing the gameplay here that's not VR because they don't show any VR gameplay in the trailer. So that's why I'm not showing any. But there you go. Exit 8 or the Exit 8 VR coming to Quest. So get excited, everyone. This one actually is going to be kind of cool, I think. Just Dance VR is officially coming to Quest. This was originally supposed to be coming to Pico as an exclusive. and now it's a Quest exclusive. So I don't know what happened there, but the same developers that did Drop Dead Dual Strike and Drop Dead The Cabin are making this, which is a unique departure from zombie games. But apparently you're going to have like your own apartment. You can go to this city type place and hang out with people. Obviously, there's going to be Just Dance levels you can play in multiplayer and single player, but it sounds a lot more social than a normal Just Dance game, so I'm kind of curious about that. I think it's using Ready Player Me avatars. I could be wrong about that. I saw something about it somewhere, I think. Whatever it's using for avatars, though, you're going to be able to customize them, have your own, your own apartment place you can probably customize. I don't know. It sounds cool. Anyways, I'm kind of excited to check it out, even though I'm terrible at Just Dance. Or any of those type of DDR kind of games. This next game has been kind of an early access, or at least around for a little while. This is Stabby. This is like a multiplayer Assassin's Creed type of game where you parkour and grapple and assassinate, throwing daggers and, eliminating people. It looks cool. I played it a long time ago, and it was very fun back then. And it's getting an official release, which I'm very excited for RJ getting the official release. He's done a lot of really cool stuff on App Lab. This is, I think, might be his first official release on the Quest store of his own. He's worked on other projects, but I'm excited for him, and I'm curious to play this game. Next up, Slap Fighter. I don't know anything about the fact that if this is like a fighting game like Street Fighter, or if this is literally one of those slap fighting games where you slap someone across the face and then see how long they last. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense in VR because, like, the whole point of that slap game is that you have to stay on your feet and not get knocked down. Well, how do they gauge that in VR for you? I understand the physics of hitting someone hard and then having to hit them a certain way and knocking them down from the opponent for AI, but how are you supposed to do that for you? So I don't understand that exactly. So hopefully it's not that, but it might be. It could also be like Street Fighter, but making a joke about the fact that VR feels like slapping, and then you actually like physically fight against people with slapping. I don't know. Who knows? I hope it's interesting. The fighters look really cool anyways. And then you've got, obviously, can't not mention Batman Arkham Shadow. I don't think I've had a video where I've mentioned that in a list yet. So I had to mention that coming to Quest 3. That's going to be fantastic as well. And then you've got Alien Rogue Incursion. I don't think I've mentioned that in a list video as well. That one is coming. Very excited about that. There's a couple more that I wanted to mention. You've got Rival Stars Horse Racing. I mentioned some of these in other videos, but never in a list video like this. So I'm trying to compile all the big ones that are coming. You've got Rival Stars Horse Racing. That sounds like it could be interesting. I like horses. I don't know anything about the Rival Stars series, though, so I'll have to keep an eye on it and kind of give it a shot when it comes out. You've got Dig VR coming as well, which is a digging simulation, but more kind of leaning towards the arcadey style. It uses the same mechanics, but not super ultra realistic apparently, although it does allow you to do digging and do jobs, but apparently it's also got some arcade elements to it. You've also got Hitman 3 VR Reloaded, which comes out, I think it said sometime this summer is when summer 2024, so it could be any time. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it sounds amazing from everything that I've heard, and I cannot wait to play it. Very, very excited to play Hitman 3 in virtual reality on Quest. And then last on the list is a game called Yeeps Hide and Seek, which a trailer just came out for, which I didn't even know about. It has like 23,000 reviews on App Lab. I'm obviously not the target audience. It looks like a Gorilla Tag type of game where that's the movement style. Those games seem to be the most popular. Have you noticed that? Gorilla Tag, massively popular. Yeeps, Hide and Seek is popular. I Am Cat is incredibly popular. There's other games that are clones of Gorilla Tag on App Lab that have thousands of reviews in comparison to some of the best games on Quest that have, several hundred. There you go. That's all of the games I have currently for you coming to the Quest. That's not all the games coming to Quest. There's actually a lot more than that, but these are the newest games. Which ones are you most looking forward to? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. And as always, happy questing.